Hello everyone, today we will be deciding what the best One Piece manga moment is. I have read all of One Piece, but if you haven't seen it, then there might be some spoilers here. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so first up we have the panel where Luffy is being saluted by the Navy. This will be in the East Blue arc. And then we have Chopper becoming a monster. So I'm gonna go with the Chopper scene. Oh, and this one we have Usopp and Thriller Bark, I believe, saying I'm extremely negative to Perona. And then, oh, I have to go with this one. It's Sanji finds out about the truth of his marriage. This one might win the whole thing, because this panel, like even in the anime, this is probably like one of the most rewatched scenes of the anime besides the year 5. So I have to go with that one. And here we have Luffy faces the 3 admirals during the Paramount War versus I'll become the king of hell. And that was when he I believe this is at the end of Wano. I'm gonna have to go with the Luffy faces the 3 admirals. Also, by the way, I've been reading One Piece over many years, so like sometimes I might forget like some of these moments. Okay, so these are both from the first chapter of the manga, which is kind of crazy, but I'm gonna have to go with the one on the left because it's just like a better moment than this one. Alright, now it's Luffy saying he's gonna become the king of the pirates. This is the first chapter as well. Versus Luffy's execution in Rogue Town. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Luffy's execution. This part was kind of funny. Oh, and now we have Luffy punches a celestial dragon versus the Usopp pound. I'm definitely gonna have to go with Luffy punches a celestial dragon. So these are 2 big moments that happen. First we have Zoro on the left saying nothing happened after he absorbed all of Luffy's pain on Thriller Bark, versus on Zao when they announced that Ryza was safe. But I'm gonna have to go with the Zoro moment because that one was more cold. I'm just seeing this panel again and I'm realizing this is from Skypiea and they're already foreshadowing Gear 5 Luffy. And then this one is Luffy stops Doflamingo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Nolan's story was true here just because of like the foreshadowing of this panel is kind of crazy. And then here we have Luffy meets Zoro versus the I want to live line. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I think like the I want to live is like people say that was like probably one of the best moments in One Piece, but I didn't really think it's like that great. But versus Luffy meets Zoro, I'd say it's probably better. And here we have He Laughed versus Ace. This is just like the introduction to Ace. I'm gonna have to go with Roger laughing here. Kind of an iconic panel now. And here we have the Sun God, and then we have Roger and Whitebeard clashing. I'm definitely gonna have to go with the Sun God here. It's just that panel now is very iconic. And now we have Zoro's Promise versus the Knockup Stream. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Zoro's Promise here. Next we have the one of the very first panels, and then we have the merry-go funeral. I'm gonna have to go with the merry-go. And now we have Soja King burns the world government flag, and this is recent, I believe. Wasn't there like the episode is like happened in the recent in the anime where he's like said his actual dream that is the other one that's not becoming the king of pirates. So I'm gonna go like that's a cool scene, but based on the panel, I'm gonna go on the Soja King burning the flag because that one was really cool. And then we have Odin's Dance versus the I Love You. I'm gonna go with Odin's Dance because like it's when I was reading it the first time I was like, why is he just randomly dancing? But then when it's revealed like he was dancing to protect his country, that was pretty great. And now we have Luffy thanks Boa Hancock versus Zoro faces 100 Baroque Works agents. I'm gonna have to go with the Zoro one. Like this one's a cool and all, but 1v100 is kind of insane from Zoro. I will go with that one. And then we have the freezing power of the Hiya Nomi versus Enel lights Sanji's cigarette. Okay, that's the Sanji one was one of the best cold moments from Sanji, so I'm gonna have to go with that one. And here we have the One Piece does exist versus Sanji leaves the Birati. I'm gonna go with the One Piece does exist. I think it's like, was that the scene where it's like the One Piece is real? I might have to, yeah, it might be that one. And then we have Kaido versus Luffy, where he's in Gear 5 versus Darashi. I'm gonna have to go with the left one. Next we have the new 4 Emperors of the Sea versus A Man's Dream Will Never Die. Both of these are kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to go with A Man's Dream Will Never Die, just because like this is one we didn't know who Blackbeard was, and it's kind of crazy. Like this was his introductory. Here, like the 4 new Emperors of the Sea, like this moment, like I feel like we all could tell it was coming once 2 of the Emperors fell. Like the only surprising thing was Buggy, but then it's like revealed later. But like A Man's Dream Will Never Die was one of the core moments. Next we have Law and Kid defeat Big Mom, or Raleigh stops Kizaru. I'm gonna have to go with the defeat of Big Mom because that was a big moment. Like I said before, it was like the new emperors. Leads the way for Luffy becoming an Emperor of the Sea. And now we have Gear 2. I don't know, it says Gear Sec. I feel like it's like a translation thing. I would call it Gear 2 versus Banks Brew. The second gear, like personally, since I started reading One Piece, like once there's already 1,000 chapters out, Gear 2 didn't seem like that cool to me, because it's like, why would I care about Gear 2 when I know Gear 5 will be coming up? So I'm gonna have to go with Banks Brew. And also the song itself, like from the anime, is like very iconic. And then we have I Have My Crew. I forgot what moment this was from. I think this is after the war, when I don't remember. But then we have I'll Beat You. I remember this. That this was kind of crazy. Like I thought, like the fight between Usopp and Luffy was kind of insane. So I'm choosing that one. And then we have Gear 4, Boundman versus Robin reads Joy Boy's apology. So here I might just have to go with the Boundman one because Gear 4 was kind of crazy when it happened. Oh, and then we have Enel's realization versus Without You I Can't Become the King of Pirates. So here, this is a hard one because this image is so iconic, but then this part here was like, it made Sanji realize that Luffy needs him. So I'm putting the memes aside, I'm gonna go with the one on the right, just because it was a better moment itself. And then here we have In the Name of Friendship, does during the prison. And we have God Usopp. Ooh, I like God Usopp. That part was so funny because Usopp never wants to like have a high bounty because he doesn't want to get into trouble, but then they gave him a high bounty in Dressrosa. I'm gonna have to go with that one. Oh, and then we have Arlong Park, Nami saying "Help me," versus this is basically Bing's Brew again. So to change it up, I'm just gonna have to go with, like, I honestly believe this part was better anyways. They're both really good parts. So I just went with the Nami one. And then here we have Kuma Post time skip in Sabari versus Luffy and Ace team up. I think the Luffy and Ace team up was kind of cool because we got to see them work together, so I'll go with that one. And then Luffy punches Crocodile versus Gear 4 Snake Man. I think this was a better moment just because you wanted to see Crocodile get punched. I'll go with that one. And then we have Gear 3 versus Tell Me That Story Over a Drink or Two. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gear 3 here. And then we have It's Unbreakable versus Sanji is immune to Queen's attack. Yeah, I'm gonna go with It's Unbreakable. I really like the story with recruiting Chopper, so I'll go with that one. And then we have Shishi Sonson versus Don't Forget to Smile in Any Situation. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one on the left. And then we have, oh, now we're back to, we have the next round. So now all the old ones are coming up and we gotta compare them to each other. So here I'm gonna choose Nothing over God Usopp. This one will go faster. So here we have Gear 4 versus Luffy punches a Celestial Dragon. I'm gonna go with the punching a Celestial Dragon. The One Piece is real versus Chopper. I'm gonna go with the One Piece is real. That was an iconic moment. And then we have Luffy's execution versus Zoro 1v100. I think I'm gonna go with Zoro here. We have Nolan's story was true versus Sanji finds out the truth about his marriage. I'm definitely choosing the Sanji one here. That scene was like, is great. And then we have Luffy faces the three admirals versus a man's dream will come true. I'm gonna have to go with Luffy faces the three admirals here, just because like this is when you realize that the three admirals are way stronger than Luffy currently is. And then we have He Laughed versus Shishi Sansan. I'm gonna have to go with He Laughed because this is like the One Piece was like, we don't know what the One Piece is other than we know it made Roger laugh, so it's like adding to like the curiosity. And then we have Luffy punches Crocodile versus I'll Beat You. I think Luffy versus Usopp was kind of like, we already knew that Crocodile was gonna get punched, but we were not expecting when we started the arc of this arc, we were not expecting Usopp versus Luffy to have a fight. So I'm gonna have to go with that one just because it's like a more insane moment. And then we have Keep This Hat Safe For Me versus Odin's Dance. I'm gonna have to go with Keep This Hat Safe For Me. That was a great moment because it's like the start of One Piece. And then we have the Merry-Go versus Zoro's Promise. Here I'm gonna have to go with Zoro's Promise just because it adds to his character. Like, he hasn't actually gotten defeated after that promise, so we have to see till the end where he fulfills the promise of becoming the greatest swordman and defeating Mihawk. I'm gonna have to choose that one. Then we have I Want to Live versus Banks Brew. Here, just because of like the situation, I'm gonna have to go with I Want to Live. And then we have Gear 3 versus the Sun God. Definitely the Sun God. It's like way better than the Gear 3. Gear 3, he just blew on his thumb and became big. I guess Sun God, he's literally like Looney Tunes mode. So I'm gonna have to go with Sun God. Also, it was kind of crazy when they revealed that like his fruit was like, or like he is the Sun God, not just like his Gear 5 is the Sun God, like he is the Sun God. Then we have Law and Kid defeat Big Mom versus Enno lights Sanji's cigarette. Moments wise, this was probably a better moment. Like, I'm not gonna lie, reading the manga, like, I just wanted to see Kaido versus Luffy, so I didn't really care about Law and Kid beating Big Mom. I wanted to see when Gear 5 would kick in and all that. So this part though, it added to Skypiea. It was like, when you see Skypiea clips, it's mostly this one on YouTube, so I'm gonna have to go with that one. And then we have It's Unbreakable versus Luffy and Ace team up. I'm gonna have to go with Luffy and Ace team up on this one. And then we have Gear 5 and then and Soja King beats the world flag, or burns the world flag. This one, the Gear 5 is like, it's cool and all, but like this is like I believe towards the end of the Gear 5. Like, we've seen it all, so it's like that moment wasn't as good as the like when his heartbeat started doing the rhythm. That, like, this part wasn't as good. I mean, they're all good parts, but I would say Soga King burning the government flag was like a key moment of One Piece. So I'm gonna have to go with that one. And then we have Help Me versus Without You I Can't Become the King of Pirates. So here I'm definitely have to go with Help Me, just because like that scene, when I was reading this, like I thought this was like the best part of One Piece before like so far until I started reading like afterwards. So I'm gonna have to go with that one. And now we have we're on rounds of 16, so we're back comparing them. So we have Zoro's Promise versus He Laughed. Here I definitely want to choose He Laughed, just because we don't know what he was laughing about yet, so it just adds to it even more. I'll go with that one. And then we have Luffy punches the Celestial Dragon versus so we're saying nothing happened at all. I'm gonna have to go with, like, this is a hard one, but I think I'm leaning towards Zoro here, because even though Luffy punching the Celestial Dragon, like, we already know he would, like, I feel like we already knew he was gonna do that, even though, because he doesn't really care what the consequences will be. Zoro, however, he took all the pain from Luffy, and Luffy was suffering big time. He took all of it, and he's still standing up straight, acting like nothing happened. Like, he's not even telling them what happened because he doesn't want them to worry. He's just saying it's like it's no big deal, which really shows Zoro's character here. So I'm gonna have to choose that one. And then we have the Sun God versus the 1v100. I'm gonna choose Sun God here. I don't really think I have to explain why. And here, Luffy and Ace versus Help Me. I'm choosing Help Me. Pretty much the same reasons as before. And then the One Piece is Real versus Light Sanji's Cigarette. Like, this moment, like, comparing these, like, I feel like the Light Sanji's Cigarette is funnier. I'd have to say the One Piece is Real scene itself is like, it's more of a meme now. We already, like, it's a big moment, but it's like, as a watcher, like, and a reader, you already know the One Piece is real, because why would they be making the manga? If like, so I feel like whenever I hear that line, I wonder why it's such a big moment. It's probably been a while since I've seen it, but I'm gonna have to go with Light Sanji Cigarette here. And then we have the Hat Moment versus the Burn the World Government Flag. I'm gonna have to go with Burning the World Government Flag. Then I Want to Live versus I'll Beat You. I believe I Want to Live should win this one. Then we have Luffy 1v3 versus Sanji Finds Out the Truth About His Marriage. I really like the Sanji one, so I have to choose that one. Then we have Nothing versus He Laughed. I'm still gonna go Zoro here. I think that was like a bigger moment. And then we have Help Me versus Soga King. Here I'm gonna have to go with Help Me, because that's like, that part was like when the crew finally became whole. And then we have Light Sanji Cigarette versus the Sun God. I will be going with Sun God. And then we have I Want to Live versus Sanji Finds the Truth About His Marriage. See, this is where I Want to Live dies out, because I'm like, personally, I don't really care too much about the scene, but like the Sanji scene, I find it to be like one of the best. So sorry, Robin, but I have to go with Sanji here. And then now we're on rounds of 4, so we're reaching the finale soon. This is the semifinals. We have Help Me versus Sanji Finds Out the Truth About His Marriage. So, like, I don't know, I think I'm biased for Sanji here. The Help Me, it was like at the beginning, like, but after that, like, you have to think about Sanji, like Help Me is like when the crew became whole, but Sanji he's in like a state where he left his crew because he has to fulfill his requirements, but then he realizes, like, he was convincing himself before, like, it's not gonna be that bad, I'm gonna have like a loving wife and all that, like trying to make himself believe that like he's still gonna have a happy life even without his crew, and that's all for the best. But then here he realizes, like, they don't even care about him, like they're just using him, and he still has to go along with it, or else the people he care about will be in danger. So this is like a really tough moment for him, and it just shows you, like, he feels helpless. So I'm gonna have to, like, I have to choose that one. And then we have the Nothing versus the Sun God. This is a hard one because I really like the Nothing one. But then the Sun God, like they even describe like his fruit model in this one. But then I don't know. This moment though of Gear 5 is probably definitely way more iconic than Zoro. So I'm gonna have to choose that one. And then the final round, the Sun God versus Sanji finds out the truth about his marriage. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to still go with the Sanji one. That scene is perfection. Alright, now we can see what other people chose. So like a lot of people chose the Sun God one. And then let's see, the one I chose was 5th. The last one, let's see what the least iconic was. See, I Want to Live was 18th place. Like I knew it wasn't that great, but like I feel like people talk about it the most because they really like Water 7. But yeah, Sanji finds out the truth about his marriage is way above it. And then last place they had Ace Introduction, and then the pirate. Like we got rid of the pirate being saluted by the Navy like first. So alright guys, if you like this video and you like One Piece, make sure you like and subscribe and comment what you would have chose. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.